Alright, y'all, Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com. Yep. Alright, here I am. I'm driving over to Huntersville, North Carolina to train with my boy Kevin Dehaven from BPI Sports. You know, I've known him for years, since I started in this industry. I've known Kevin for over 10 years, man. 10 years. I am old as Moses. I'm old as hell, man. Anyway, I'm rolling in the Tahoe here, getting great gas mileage. Ready to rock it out, man. I'm excited. We're training back. Now, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to try 1MR, their new formula. Got some new ingredients in it. Been looking forward to trying that. And also going to hear Kevin's breakdown on Blox, which is their silk amino acids. Now, I'm not the know-it-all. I'm not the Yoda. I'll give you an opinion, and usually it's pretty decently right on, about 72% of the time. But I want to learn more about these silk amino acids, try them out, and see if there's any validity to them. Because initially my reaction was, you know, branch chains are proven in human studies. All I see on silk amino acids are rat studies, and I'm all for rat studies. You don't just start experimenting on humans right away. But you know what, Kevin, I respect him, I trust him, and whatever he says is gold to me. HumaPro. I am on day 2 of the HumaPro experiment. I'll tell you what, man, I don't know if it's the HumaPro or just my body's doing well, but I feel absolutely amazing. I feel great. My digestion is phenomenal, and not eating the protein in the form of food as much, I've been able to fit in more stuff like, in trouble with these cashew clusters right here. See that? These are high in calories. I mean, you look at, for approximately 5 pieces, 150 calories, 4 grams of protein, 11 grams of carbs, and 11 grams of fat. It's a phenomenal thing to do. I've been filling it with Ezekiel bread, quinoa, all that for my carbohydrates. So I've been able to pack in more food, and we'll see if this will lead to some nice lean mass gains. And again, I'm excited. I'm also taking their Exchange, which is their chlorocylic acid supplement, and author has some great theories on why his is better. And I'm going to end up doing a review on that pretty soon. And other than that, man, it's good. It's really good. Everything's going well. Can't say too much else. But BPI, looking forward to this training session. Blow it up with Kevin on back. Kevin and I actually competed together back in the day. We're both old and retired now. Well, he's old, I'm retired. So, you know, we're looking forward to this. Anyway, Marc Lobliner, check it out. If you haven't seen it on my channel already, I got an interview up with J.R. Barthel. You know, the HumaPro. I'm going to keep you updated on my weight and everything, keep you updated on my lean mass gains, and start taking pictures more frequently of my pasty white ass. Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com. Gonna go train. Peace.
Hey, this is my first time trying the new 1MR by BPI. I'm standing here with Kevin Dehaven. I drove to Huntersville, North Carolina. Kevin is huge. Kevin's one of the old school hardcore Iron Men in this game. I mean, he'll throw some big weights. Now, the 1MR, I'm mixing it with unflavored carbolic and vanilla MTS Nutrition Whey. Need to get those nutrients in me. It had been a while since I ate. I had a long car ride, and I got this in. The one thing is, this is only about 10 to 15 minutes pre-training, so I want to see how fast this hit. Carbolic should help it get in faster. So I mix it up. It tasted really good. The fruit punch and the MTS Nutrition Vanilla was absolutely tasty. And what we're about to do is a full out assault. We didn't film the last exercise of cable low rows, but you're going to see we start out in a second here with pull downs to the front, close reverse grip, close grip. Now you see how we're coming down. We're not going to keep it all strict. We're going to lift some heavy weights. What we did here is we did 3 warm-up sets of 15. Around 15 reps, just to get everything going, get everything lubricated, get it going. Now, when I usually train without Kevin, I usually do lower rep sets as to not exhaust myself. But Kevin's strategy is a little different. Being that he's so large and his joints are, you know, pulling all that weight, you know, he's learned over time that doing higher reps helps lubricate his joints and gets him ready for his max set. Now, Kevin, like myself, also trains 1 set to failure most of the time on a lot of exercise. Again, he switches it up. But what we did here is we utilized drop sets, forced reps, and everything we can do to really tax the muscle. I'll tell you what, it's 2 days later, and I am still immensely sore. My back hasn't been this sore in a long time. And Kevin just texted me the other day. He was fishing. he gave me these, he sent me this picture of like 800 mahi-mahi he caught. And, you know, Kevin, we both are immensely, he's like, dude, I am sore, are you? And we're both sore to the point where I think we're trying to impress each other here. What you'll notice in this workout, guys, and that's why you squat till you drop, you row till you grow, you deadlift till you die, you know, type people. You know, the bottom line is there are different ways to build muscle. And, you know, looking at Kevin, you know, I bet he still does squats and all that. We did no rows, you know, and the thing is, as you get up there in age, some of these exercises, the amount of weight you have to put on to overload your muscle really gets to the point where it's like, wow, this is more harmful on my joints, more stressful on my joints than it will be to overload the muscle. For example, on squats or deadlifts, if I led with them, I'd be doing, you know, 4 to 6 plates per exercise. That's a lot of stress on the back, on the joints. When I could go to failure on exercise like this, target those muscles and reach beyond failure, reach overload, and at the end of the day, I'm still able to walk and play with my kids because I didn't hurt myself. After a while, you look at power lifters and even the ones that practice the most caution with training and lift and warm up and you know, take joint supplements and do everything you need and take ice baths. By the time they're in their 50s, they're limping. And I want to be able, like yesterday I ran a mile with a kid on my shoulders. I can't run worth a shit, guys. And the thing is, I'm still able to do it. Name another super heavyweight bodybuilding competitor that can do that. You know, I'd like to see them run down the street with a kid on their shoulders for a mile. You know, and that's something I pride myself in, that I'm still mobile, I'm still able to move. And training smart and training hard. Now, I still do squats, but I don't go to absolute failure. You know, I don't go too heavy. I rarely go over 2 plates per side, 225. And I do it after I've already pre-exhausted. Now look at this. This is hard. Kevin banged out his set. I had to bang mine out. We use the same weight on every exercise just because we didn't want the other one to be better than, you know, it's good old-fashioned sibling rivalry here because it's like a brother, you know, and so we're pulling it down. Now, I'll tell you what. That 1MR hit me quick. I'm already feeling it. I mean, I was hot, I was sweating, and the atmosphere is amazing. Elite Fitness in Huntersville, North Carolina is a hardcore dungeon. I mean, look at those equipment. Look at that equipment. Look at that gym. And as you see here, we're going to do rows, and this is our warm-up set. And what we do here is we're just getting some blood flow, getting the, you know, getting the body ready for the movement we're about to do with some really heavy weights. Now, what you're going to see coming up is we're going to do a weight that had no number on it, but it was held together by red electric tape. It's somewhere between 190 and 240 pounds is my estimation. I have no clue how much it weighs, and there were only one of them. So I'm guessing the only thing you do is row them. But I made a silly suggestion to give it a try. And we did it. And I sprained my finger, my left ring finger in the process, just holding it, even with straps. The straps were like, dude, screw this. I don't even want to lift this myself. So I got my little warm-up set in here. I'm trying to get a good squeeze. You see how we like holding onto the rack there? Nice, good contraction. A little bit of body English, you know, not too crazy. And I haven't done one-arm rows in months. And this might be the reason I'm more sore than I've ever been in a long time. Here it is. The red electric tape plate. I have no clue what the hell this is. You know, Kevin is walking around like, I don't know what the hell I'm thinking doing this thing. He got to take a swig of his Blox. You know, we drank Blox during training. It's silk amino acids. I'll tell you what, this is a phenomenal product in taste and application. You know, I went over this in one of my videos the other day. The studies behind silk aminos are on rodents. But you know what? The human study might be coming soon. And I really want to see what comes of it. You know, I'm not one to say anything works or doesn't work, but like with the HumaPro experiment, you know, Author is smart. He's a genius, in my opinion. And Author explained it to me, and I said, you know what? That's great, and I get it. And, you know, because you dumb down your conversation to my level. I get it. But the bottom line is, until I try it and show that it works, you know, I'm not going to do anything. Now, as far as the HumaPro experiment goes, I'm still kicking around 240. I've increased my carbohydrates and fat to make up for the lost calories from the protein. And it's at a point now where I'm actually just going to put the protein back where it was and, you know, increase the HumaPro or leave the HumaPro in at about, 10 to 12 scoops a day and see what happens. Because I just need calories, but I'll get them from carbs or fat as well. I'm not really worried about the protein coming in. But as far as Blox goes, during training, I recommend you give it a try. See what it does for you. Because I remember when I first took branch chains, we first came out with the product from my old company. When I first really tried that, really did it for a long time, I noticed some phenomenal results. I actually, gained lean mass and lost fat. Now, if you look at this here, this is the big-ass weight. This hurt. This is where you'll see I sprained my finger. I'm coming in now. If you guys notice my bulk, my ass is getting fucking huge. Look at that thing. You can see the crease. You can see my ass crack. It's so big. There it is. 4th rep. Boom. I had to restrap, regroup, because I heard a pop in my finger. This shit is heavy. Look how heavy that thing is. It hurts. Okay, I did it just because Kevin did it. This is the last exercise we filmed. And then you're going to see the most epic interview ever on pure application. Now, Kevin delves into a little science, but he also gives you a little rundown on applications. See, Kevin's an application kind of guy. Remember, Kevin came from a company, he was there for 12 years. And for him to switch companies, you got to show something special. And, learning more about BPI, I'd like to learn more about them. I'd like to try more of their products. So you'll find out about Solid, AHD, you'll find out about Blox, 1MR. This is where, after that one-arm row, dude, my finger was killing me, but I'm not bitching. I'm going to finish this fucking session. I'm training with an Iron Warrior. Dude, he puts on a tank top. Dude's as wide as a fucking 747. Look at that. Damn, he made me look stupid. Notice I kept on pants and a shirt the whole time. There was no posing, no flexing. I don't want to look small. But this hardcore gym, if you notice, it's almost like a storage shed. This is where you need to train, guys. This is awesome. The atmosphere, I lifted more weight simply from being there. And they had some hardcore fucking heavy metal going on in there, dude. But Kevin's got it going on as far as the look. I mean, he's got the hat, he's got the gas shorts. All he needs is a pair of, Zubaz pants and, a do-rag and some atomic shoes. And motherfuckers bringing back the 80s. But now we're doing drop sets on this. This only works if you have a partner because it takes too much time. But we're running side to side, and you've never seen two big fat asses run this fast as you have us. We're going, and you can't even see. Look at the pump going on. Kevin's arm vein almost knocked somebody out. My arms are pumped. We're doing back. And if you look, people are no bullshit in this gym. They're training. They're not there to look good. They're not there to pick up bitches. They're there to fucking train. And that's why I love it. BPI, hardcore. I love training. And Kevin's there. That's all I need to know. If Kevin believes in the company, by all means, I'm going to, give it a fair shot. And let you guys give it a fair shot too. 1MR, the new version sample, should be at tigerfitness.com in about 3 to 4 weeks. Drop that in your shopping cart. Or you know what? Try the damn thing. It can't hurt. At least going to give you some kick-ass energy. But see what it does for you. And this session's coming to an end, guys. Stay tuned for some epic interview in Kevin's man cave. And that's just how people do it out here. And I really appreciate this. This is it. An epic session that resulted in a finger injury, at least, and epic soreness. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Try BPI products. They're awesome. 1MR is. Peace out.
Marc Lobliner here, actually in the man cave of Kevin Dehaven. I'm in Huntersville, North Carolina. Just trained, we got a good session in. You just probably going to see that or see that, whichever one I edit. But anyway, I just wanted to go over, we actually took a poll of questions, wanted to ask about BPI products here, and I'm just going to go over some quick stuff. Kevin, thanks for having me. Thanks for the training session. My back's going to hurt, and I think I broke something on those rows. But regardless, it's always good. See, the thing about 1MR, now, I'll be honest here, I tried it way back when it first came out. I was actually with another company, and I'm like, can't feel this, because it was the rave. I mean, if you remember that, it was that and Jack 3D. Because Jack 3D came out, we're ultra concentrated. You guys said, we're ultra concentrated, but we only use 1 scoop instead of 3. That was essentially the differentiating point that I saw, at least. And today, there's a new ingredient in there. I got to admit, I got to take it again tomorrow, and I'll put that on here too. But the bottom line is I had a great workout, whether it was just the atmosphere, the music, the gym. I'm obviously going to be pumped anyway, but it really was great. Now, can you tell us the new 1MR, where it evolved from, the new ingredient, and why this is something our consumers need to try?
Yeah. The 1MR is going through some changes, obviously. It first had the 1.3 back in the day, and we are the original ultra-concentrated brand. That's the 1 scoop as opposed to 3 scoops. We took the 1.3 out, which I think was a great move. Great move. And then we had we came out with the original version, which had the creatine, the beta-alanine, the arginine, caffeine, Africana cagelia extract. So some different things, but a lot of the same stuff, but still very, very strong. The new version, we have greatly improved the taste, as you saw today.
I gotta admit, that fruit punch, I put it with unflavored carbolic. And you guys know the driving, you have some fast cars with anything, it's going to drive your insulin up, it's going to get the delivery in there. But I got to admit, that was probably the best tasting fruit punch pre-workout I've ever had.
Yeah, it really is amazing. I know that's if I had any complaint from 1MR prior to this new version, it was the taste.
Yeah.
And we've completely changed that. What's different about the formulation itself is we've added an ingredient called Cerealia coralifolia.
I would have never been able to pronounce that.
I don't even know if it's right. How about that? But basically, what it's going to do, it really gives you that tunnel vision. You're just dialed in. You want to go in. You want to train. It's not a real jittery, like anxious energy. Just a really dialed in, focused energy, as you saw. And I think a lot had to do with the atmosphere today. But I think you'll see tomorrow when you try the 1MR again, you're really going to like it.
If I could feel in my green, purple, pink, and blue gym, by all means, it's a great thing. But yeah. I actually recommend you guys try this. We have samples that you can choose to have samples thrown in your shopping cart at Tiger Fitness, free samples. But we're really working some things out. Another thing that I took questions from y'all, and I'm in North Carolina, so I'm going to say y'all repeatedly.
Y'all.
And so the thing is, one question was solid. What's up with that? Basically just what's the deal on it in layman's terms? Because I mean, we read the ads. And yeah. I'm not going to name any names, but some companies have taken advertising to the point where we don't believe it anymore. Yeah. And you're obviously, you train, we'll go into your history, but yeah. In layman's terms, what exactly does it do?
Well, layman's terms is all I know, so that works for me. Basically, the solid, man, the owner of this company formulates our products, and he is extremely good at going out and finding unique and different ingredients that aren't in every other product out there. And the main ingredient that you find in solid is the borassus root. If you go back, you can find a study where the borassus root is compared to an androgen. So an androgen is something that's going to really help you get a lot harder and fuller. If you're lean, getting ready for a show, or just trying to get cut up for the summertime, you're going to see more separation, more graininess, more vascularity maybe. If you're just an average guy, you're in the off season, you're still going to get a lot fuller and harder muscle. Also, a slight strength increase probably because it's a mild androgen, it's nothing too crazy. One of the big selling points, I think, especially this time of year, is when anybody's dieting for, whether it be again for a show or just to get in shape, you go through this period where you're restricting calories, specifically carbohydrates, and you're getting leaner, but your muscles are flat. Solid can really help offset that and keep those muscles pushing so that you're not looking in the mirror going, well, I'm getting leaner, but I look like a pancake. It really keeps things popping. So
for low-carb diets, that'd be something.
It'd be great for that. It's great for anything, but obviously that would, as far as aesthetically, you're going through a diet. There's no water retention, so it's a very, very dry.
Yeah. And I did look up that study before coming here. Yes, it is a legit study. Mm-hmm. It's not like one of those abstracts done in some obscure journal in Afghanistan.
Yep.
Do they do studies in it? Whatever. AHD.
AHD is our #1 test booster. Basically, it's an estrogenic modulator. So, you've got a lot of products out there that will shoot your test up or drive your estrogen down. AHD actually does a pretty good job of balancing it. It brings the estrogen down and raises the test up, but it balances the two. Great PCT product. It will kick your natural testosterone back in if you've done anything to shut that down. But for anybody who's looking to just increase testosterone, it works through estrogen more, but it does a great job. Also, anytime you're reducing estrogen, it's going to help you get a little leaner, pull some water off you. So
that's great. And for what he was mentioning before about anything to bring your testosterone down, he's talking about marriage. Because that'll kill everything. Yeah, and then having a child, that'll wipe you out. We both speak from experience. Yeah. All right, so, and another thing, this is the biggest question we have, and also with me, I'm a skeptic. Mm-hmm. And we were talking about the HumaPro experiment I'm doing. It's because, science is one thing, and I have read the study. It is a rodent study. Right. But, as we talked about in the gym, Arnold didn't know his stuff would be scientifically validated until it was scientifically validated. He just knew it worked. Yeah. Now, there is a study, there is some good data. I was actually talking to one of the guys at Europa we all know the science nerd at Europa. I'm not going to mention his name because he probably doesn't want to be the science nerd. Yeah. But his initials are SF.
That's it.
And so he's excited about the product, and that's why I looked again. Yeah. And it's one of those products that I think I want to try and look at, and until there's a human study, you know, we can't say anything. But again, branch chains were pushed to the back of the bus until we literally got out there, did some studies on it. But before the study, which was like 6 years into selling a ton of it, because people just knew it worked. Now, what is the differentiating point, other than the fact that it's the best tasting amino I think I've had? Why are silk aminos better, as in Blox? And what is the person going to notice?
Well, I'll just explain and make sure everyone understands exactly what Blox is. And Blox is a silk amino acid product. It is a specific sequence of 5 aminos. There is one of the branch chain in there, the valine.
Yeah.
But it's a different combination of aminos from a different source. The silk aminos basically are hydrolyzed and have a very low molecular weight. So it all comes down to absorption, regardless of what we're talking about. It comes down to absorption. I'll be completely honest. I knew it tasted great. I knew it mixed up completely. There's nothing floating around in the bottle.
No.
I knew there was a study, whether it was on rodents or whatever, that backed it up, showing that it increased muscle fiber size, increased endurance, increased recovery.
Yeah.
Also that it could reduce cortisol in men, which can help with testosterone, and reducing cortisol in women can help target belly fat.
Yeah,
so I knew all that, and I knew because of that we would sell some. I got to be honest, my expectations have been far exceeded just in walking into stores, running into consumers, and people telling me, wow, I feel better on it. Wow, I really recovered quicker. So I'm with you. I'd be skeptical too. We talked about this before. There's some products out there that have all kinds of science that never did anything for me. So I think it comes to
HMB.
That's it. But
feels like Deca, doesn't it?
Yeah. So I mean, I just think it comes down to the absorption, and the stuff really gets absorbed. Great thing about Blox, I always want to point out, this is not a hardcore stem or a muscle builder necessarily. Anybody can use Blox. Runners, cyclists, the average person just training in the gym on the weekends, whatever the case may be, and can benefit from it.
And one thing I'm going to try and do, if we can, you know, work it out budget-wise, is you guys. But I need you good people who don't suck, who actually stick to something.
Yeah.
You know, put you on a baseline diet and see what happens as far as even a hypercaloric diet. What I love about branch chains, what we showed about branch chains, we used a hypercaloric diet. And hey, they still lost fat and gained muscle.
Right.
If we were to do this and just do an informal, I know you guys say, oh, it's not published. Screw you. We don't have the money, but I don't have the money to publish a study. I just want to know for personal interest. We took a bottle of Blox or a tub, whatever you call it, whatever country you're in, and said, okay, here's what you're going to do. Here's your protocol. Take body fat before. You don't have to go crazy and bod pod it like me. Get some calipers done at your local gym, some weight. Take some pictures. I'm all for pictures.
Yep.
You know, take them yourself, same lighting, same everything. That's all I need. But that's something at Tiger Fitness we're willing to do. And it's not going to be a scientific study, and all the haters out there are going to be like, it's not on PubMed. No, but it'll be on this YouTube channel. And as you can tell by my camera setup, we're kind of ghetto here. But that's the thing is that, look, in my video where I said, look, branch chains are proven right now, I also said try it. Let us know how you like it. And that's what I'm doing. I'll be honest, with HumaPro, you know, Arthur is smart. Yeah. He's smarter than my whole family's IQ combined. But even then, I'm like, I need to see it. Yeah. You know, that's something that I recommend, you know, at least try it. See what happens with it. It's damn worth trying it for the taste. I mean, and there's samples of Blox. I mean, it's something you can throw in your shopping cart.
We definitely got a bunch to Tiger Fitness the other day of the Blox, no problem.
Exactly. So, other than that, I mean, am I missing anything? Just about you. Now, Kevin, I've known you for over 10 years, since Weeder. Yeah. I mean, I think we met at a trade show when I was at Weeder. And this is one of the old school guys from the industry. And for him to go to a company, I mean, he was with one company for 12 years.
12 and a half years.
12 and a half years. He's very loyal, and he picks and chooses where this is like his second company, I think. I mean,
second company.
Yeah, so for him to go to BPI and support the products is, you know, it definitely, just that alone, you know, my thoughts and just on BPI, for him to go there, it's like, okay, you know, it's a good choice. You know, he did his due diligence. He's a bodybuilder, he's a competitor, he's a promoter, not like some of the other promoters. He's actually a fair promoter, and he doesn't fix the scores. Nope. And no, the thing is, he lives the life, he competes, he does it, and he's been in this industry. You know, he's one of the old school.
About 18
years. Yeah, I mean, there's very few who have done what he's done in the industry. Now, anything about yourself that you want to just tell the consumer?
The only thing I would say, I guess, about myself that I like to brag on a little bit is that, you know, I started off as a consumer. I spent 4 years working in a retail store. I worked for a distributor for 3 years. I worked for a manufacturer for 12 and a half. I've been working for this manufacturer for over a year, and I've always remained a consumer. So I like to think I've come full circle. So I think I have a pretty good idea what people want, what people like. And I've got lots of experience, so I think that's huge. Did I make the move to BPI? Was it after being with the company for 12 and a half years? Absolutely. It was the best decision I could have ever made, and these guys really got their act together. Great company, great people, great products. Once they made the decision to get away from the 1.3, I was down. So
yeah, the 1.3. If you're wondering, the 1.3 DMA. If you haven't watched the rest of my stuff on it, the FDA pretty much came in, wrote letters. From that point, they're going to try and fight it. There's a possibility that DMA might stay. USP Labs, to their credit, they're fighting them. Now, I like it because they come in and say, look, the product, the ingredient you have in solid that I'm not going to try and pronounce, the Bacillus. Is that the right one?
Barasis.
Okay. Basically, they could come in at any time and say this is dangerous. And by USP Labs, picking their balls up and going to play for this, I respect them in doing that. And I've even put an article saying, look, support them in fighting this. But to come into this industry, to go to a new company, if you're relying on USP Labs, if you're relying on 1.3 and you're Kevin, you're like, wait a second, I got a family, I got this. So you're looking at a guy who went to a company that has long-term, that has good products, and someone who recommends the products he uses to people he consults with, who uses it himself. So that should mean a lot when making your supplement decisions. Is who's behind the company? Who is making your products? Who is the one putting their reputation on the line for the products? And that's why I gravitate towards people, like Kevin I've known for years. So, that's something to look at. So definitely try out the product. Any parting words for, because I'm kind of hungry.
I say we go eat. I just want to say thank you. I appreciate y'all checking out our video. Hopefully it's not too ridiculous.
That dumbbell, I don't know how much it weighed, but that was ridiculous.
I don't know what that's going to look like. The thing was heavy, though.
The form might not have been all there. But who cares? We lifted it. It worked for Branch Warren, right?
Didn't break anything.
We'll find out until we wake up tomorrow.
Nothing's torn yet.
All right, guys. Thanks. Peace out.